with this project, you're going to see at least a
It's my second
surprisingly
time not
easy to sew.
recording. Thought I was
It's very
recording.
forgiving, and if you use a
This
matching thread,
is a
it just
lace
sinks
dress,
right into the fabric,
and they
so
show
you
how
don't even see
to
it's there.
install a border.
Basically, this project is just two seams, the underarm seams, and then
Oversized shirt.
because you're going to use that to finish all of the raw edges.
She placed oversized shirt
First
at
thing
the
to
bottom
do,
of where the border is, so that
and it can be either direction.
the bottom of her
it really
short
just
will
depends
be
on how
to the
wide your
border
lace is
of
and where
the
you want to
fabric.
take advantage. With that, this piece
You
we've
pin
already
them
got
around.
all pre-basted and cut.
And you
You're just going to cut it out with a 1/4 inch
She
seam
cut it
allowance.
differently. She didn't just
You're
cut it
cutting out your
straight.
neck edge and
She
your
cut
arms
in
and your
between
side seams. Now on the side
boutique.
seams, you're going to do something a little
I think
different.
that's what she called it.
You're going to cut the fabric around the motifs. And you can sew the side seams with a standard seam, but I'm going to show you a bridal technique, which helps the seam just disappear so you won't even know it's there. So you're going to cut around the motifs, and you want to leave a little bit extra so you can trim off later. And then once you're done cutting it out, then you're going to trim the rest of the border from your extra fabric. Now this top only takes about 1.5 yards of fabric, but you want to buy a little extra so that you have enough border to go all the way around. So you're just going to trim all of your excess border and save those strips. And then you want to line up your border on your edges that you need to finish. And you're going to pin it just like so. And it's basically a lapped seam. So your lace fabric is right side up and your border edge is right side up as well. Now I'm going to show you a tip using a piece of stabilizer. You can cut the stabilizer to any width that you need. And so you're just going to place that on the back of the seam where you're going to be sewing. And that really helps to keep this lightweight fabric from getting stuck in the feed dogs. And now you're going to take that to your sewing machine. So you're going to sew with a zigzag stitch, 2 millimeter wide and 2 millimeter long stitch. And you're just going to sew on the inside edge of that scallop from the right side. If you have a needle down function, it's really helpful to just stop and turn the corner to follow the scalloped edge. And so you're going to finish sewing that seam, and then you're going to trim the excess with your applique scissors from both the right side and the wrong side. And these scissors make it really easy to get in between the layers so you don't accidentally trim the net fabric, which is kind of easy to do. But if you make a mistake, you can just cut out a motif and patch it. Once you've sewn all the scalloped edges, all that's left is to sew your side seams. So here's a sample of the side seam sewn. You're going to put a little piece of wash-away stabilizer under the seam, and then just sew with the same machine settings around the motifs. And here in a matching thread, the stitches sink right into the fabric, and you can barely see it.
I don't know if that was a zigzag
Now
stitch
let's go to
this
the finished
time,
top.
but
You can make